What's going on YouTube? It's Unger to the Max here. A salute to you. And I keep having the same dream over and over and over again. Whether I'm daydreaming or whether I'm sleeping at night. The same dream keeps coming up and I don't know why. So, as you know, Stipe Miocic has fought Daniel Cormier twice at UFC 226 and at UFC 241. So, and they also did a television program together when Cormier came to Stipe's hometown, which is here in Cleveland, and found out more about Stipe's background and how he balances being a firefighter with being a UFC fighter. And so the dream I keep having is that, little more backstory. At UFC 203, which was here in Cleveland, at Quicken Loans Arena, which is now called Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, Stipe defended his belt for the first time against Alistair Overeem. Now, Stipe is Croatian, but he's from here. He fights out of Independence, Ohio, out of a gym called Strong Style. While Daniel Cormier fights out of San Jose, California at American Kickboxing Academy, which will try and go 1-1. I'll get into that a little bit later. So, Daniel Cormier has no connection to Cleveland whatsoever. But during the UFC 203 post-fight show on Fox, the UFC is, of course, now on ESPN, but at the time, it was on Fox. And, like I said, Stipe was fighting here in Cleveland at Quicken Loans Arena. Again, now it's called the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, but I feel that it's okay to still call it the Q. That's my personal opinion. So anyway, DC asks Stipe, how does it feel to have fought in the same arena as our Cavaliers, our Monsters, receive the same support as our Browns and our Indians and all this and that? And he's saying our as if he's from Cleveland, but he has no connection to Cleveland. So that brings me back to my dream. So my dream is that I'm a UFC media reporter. I'm part of the media, getting ready at a press conference, and Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier are both there. I don't know if they're getting ready to fight each other or if they're having a press conference because they're going to be the co-main event. I'm not sure. I don't know. But for some reason, they're having a press conference. And I get the opportunity to ask Daniel Cormier, during the UFC 203 post-fight show on Fox, you were saying our Monsters, our Cavaliers, our Indians, our Browns, when you have no connection to the city of Cleveland and you're not from Cleveland. So why were you saying all this stuff to Stipe? Is it because he was fighting in his hometown? So, I don't know why, but I keep having that same dream over and over and over again. I don't know why. It's bizarre. So that's one part. So, like I said, American Kickboxing Academy is trying to go 1-1. That's because at UFC 241, Daniel Cormier fought Stipe Miocic in a rematch of UFC 226, when Cormier knocked out Stipe to win the heavyweight belt. So, like I said, Cormier trains out of American Kickboxing Academy. And of course, Stipe, in round 4, I believe, started going to the body and eventually knocked Cormier out. So that made American Kickboxing Academy 0-1. Now, the main event for UFC 242 is for the lightweight belt, and it's between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Dustin Poirier. Khabib Nurmagomedov, his nickname is the Eagle. He trains out of American Kickboxing Academy in, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, I believe. I know Daniel Cormier will be in his corner, most likely. For UFC 229, I believe he was. And Dustin Poirier trains out of... where is it? Oh, American Top Team in Florida, I believe. Yeah, Florida. But he's from Lafayette, Louisiana. He actually received the key to the city. So, like I said, American Kickboxing Academy is trying to go 1-1. Nobody from American Kickboxing Academy is fighting for UFC 243, which will be Robert Whittaker against Israel Adesanya for the middleweight belt. So the next live stream I'm planning on doing will be discussing rivalries. I know I need to finish previewing the rest of the divisions for the NFL, and I am planning on doing that. But for sure I need to redo the AFC South, because not only has Andrew Luck retired, but the Texans traded Jadeveon Clowney. So definitely need to redo that. So, also, on Friday, I will be doing my Cleveland Browns schedule prediction video. But I won't be doing that alone. I'll be having a guest on the show. His name's Ryan. Big Browns fan. I met him during one of my history classes last year at Notre Dame College. And I told him he's more than welcome to come on and do a video with me. And I said, how about a Browns prediction video? He's like, yeah, sure. So, again, I'll be doing it live stream style. So, not only can you ask me questions, but you can ask him questions too. That's totally fine. But the next live stream I want to do before that will be discussing rivalries. Now, rivalries are difficult because to some fans, as a Penn State fan, I would say Michigan and Penn State have a little bit of a rivalry. But my sister, who went to the University of Michigan, says Michigan and Penn State do not have a rivalry. So, it's a little bit of a conflict of interest. Or of views. Whatever. Point of views. Yeah. But rivalries aren't just limited to the NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL. The UFC definitely has some rivalries. Daniel Cormier against John Jones. Khabib Nurmagomedov against Conor McGregor. Yeah, that's a rivalry. They hate each other. I mean, for God's sakes, Conor McGregor threw a bus at Khabib's... I'm sorry, he didn't throw a bus. I meant he threw a dolly at a bus that Khabib Nurmagomedov was on. And during the fight, when Khabib had McGregor down, Khabib was talking shit to him. So, that was impressive, or that shows how big the rivalry is. And then, of course, you know what happened, or maybe you don't. After Khabib submitted McGregor by rear naked choke in the 4th round, apparently somebody in Conor's corner was talking crap to Khabib, and Khabib didn't like it, so he starts pointing at him and saying stuff, and then he jumps the fence and jumps off the little platform outside the octagon and goes right to the guy talking crap to him from Conor's corner. And then 2 other guys came in and randomly attacked Conor, who was, not really doing anything. And then Khabib ended up getting suspended for 9 months. and I think he got fined like $500,000, something like that, by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Yeah. And one, I think, I'm trying to think of how to say this. Even though I'm a Columbus Blue Jackets fan, I am a Blue Jackets fan. If I had to choose, I'm a little bit disappointed because, you know, we lost Matt Duchene, we lost Artemi Panarin, we lost Ryan Dzingel, we lost Sergei Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky went to the Panthers, Duchene went to the Predators, Dzingel went to Carolina, and I think there's one more. I don't know where Adam McQuaid went, and I'm not sure where Keith Kincaid went. But of course, we made it to past the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs by sweeping the President's Trophy winners, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, I think that if we had kept Panarin, Duchene, Dzingel, and Bobrovsky, we could have potentially developed a rivalry with Tampa Bay. But in the second round, we had to play the Boston Bruins. I will always have a vendetta against the Boston Bruins because they eliminated us in the second round. I will never, ever support the Boston Bruins. Never. Never. So, you bet, even though I love the St. Louis Blues, you bet I was happy when the Blackhawks beat them in the 2013 Stanley Cup Final in Boston. That was fantastic. I loved it because I hate the Boston Bruins. Never have liked them, and I definitely never will. But, yeah, sorry for the little rant. But I think that if we had kept our major players, we could have, I thought we could have possibly developed a rivalry with Boston. Now I know, just have from one playoff series, you don't necessarily develop a rivalry. But like, I've heard that if two teams be in the Stanley Cup Final, they're automatically rivals. No. I think they're forever connected, but that doesn't mean they're rivals. For example, the Pittsburgh Penguins and San Jose Sharks met in the 2016 Stanley Cup Final. I don't consider them to be rivals. The Penguins and Predators met in the Stanley Cup Final. To me, they don't have a rivalry. The Golden Knights and Capitals met in the Stanley Cup Final. They don't have a rivalry. The Blues and Bruins, yes, they have a rivalry. You could tell throughout that series, those two teams do not like each other. You could tell. And the reason I think the Blues were able to win that series is because they were able to match the physicality of the Bruins. Whereas in the second round, I think the Blue Jackets, for a while, were able to stay with the Bruins in terms of the physicality, but they couldn't sustain it for the whole series. And the Blue Jackets, if we had won Game 4, I think we could have won that series. For sure. We lost that series, not in Game 6, but in Game 4 at home. That was a must-win. When you're up 2-1 against a powerhouse like the Bruins, you got to win Game 4 and go up 3-1. So that, to me, that was the game where the Blue Jackets lost. Now, I've heard the Blue Jackets are not going to go to the Stanley Cup playoffs now. No, they will. Sure, we lost Panarin. Yes, we lost Duchene. Yes, we lost Dzingel, although he wasn't a huge part of our playoff run. And yes, we lost Bobrovsky. Goaltending is our major question mark. I get that. But we still have Cam Atkinson. We still have Werenski, Seth Jones. Let me start over. We have Cam Atkinson still. Brandon Dubinsky. We still have Seth Jones. Zach Werenski. Alexander Texier. Josh Anderson, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Sedlak. I believe Hannah Kynan is still with us too. And we signed Gustav Nyquist, who I think played well for the Sharks last season. So I still say we're going to be a playoff team. Maybe as a wild card, but who knows? Maybe we play the Tampa Bay Lightning again. I'd be fine with that. And you know what's interesting is, after game 2, somebody from the Tampa Bay Lightning said something to the Blue Jackets, to one of the Blue Jackets players, and he goes, "Man, you're really good at this." Because if you remember, in the 2018 Stanley Cup playoffs, we went into Washington and won the first 2 games, and we're up 2-0. Of course, then we, lost that series in 6. I hate the Capitals. They are a rival for the Blue Jackets. The teams I consider to be rivals for the Blue Jackets: Washington, Rangers, and Penguins. In that order. Do I dislike the Penguins? Yes, but even though I'm a Blue Jackets fan, I would love to go to a Penguins game at PPG Paints Arena. It would just be so much fun. Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin. I know Kessel's not there. Matt Murray. I still like that. I would love to see one of their games. And speaking of Matt Murray, I believe Nashville's best chance to win a Stanley Cup was in 2017. But unfortunately, for the Predators, they just ran into a really hot Penguins team and a very young, solid goaltender in Matt Murray. Yeah. So, that's good. Wait, no, I don't want to end this yet. Do I think the Colts are still going to win the AFC South? No, I don't. Do I think Houston can win the AFC South? Maybe. But I'm going to say it's going to be either Jacksonville or maybe Tennessee. Maybe. But the Titans are not coming into our house on Sunday and beating us. No way. Oh, and on that note, I have a playlist called Cleveland Browns in-game footage. I'll post the thing at the end of this so you can click on it and watch that playlist. But I'll be adding videos to that this season because, like I said, I have season tickets. And also, little bonus, I think I'm going to go to the Week 15 game when we travel to the desert to play Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. So I think I'll be at State Farm Stadium, probably nosebleeds, but it's okay, to see the Browns and Cardinals. So, let's see. What else? I'm going to be doing a video with Gangrene David in week 2 to preview Jets-Browns. Or, I'm sorry, Browns-Jets. Because if you say Jets-Browns, it makes it sound like it's a Browns home game. But no, it's Browns-Jets because it's Monday Night Football at the Jets. Although they play in New Jersey. It's weird. And for week 6, for Seahawks-Browns, I'm pretty sure I'll be doing a video with Nordcam, who's a diehard Seattle Seahawks fan. He's the one, him and Gangrene David are really the ones who inspired me to even become a YouTuber. So I really can't thank the two of them enough. I don't think the video with Ingraven Vids, the Baltimore Ravens YouTuber, is going to happen. Things change with Google Hangouts, and I don't think that's going to happen. But, so, big thank you to him for doing the 2 videos with me last year. I really enjoyed them. Although for week 17, the week 17 game, I did have a lot of fun making that video with all those other guys. I know I made a mistake saying Terrence Cody was the Ravens' best defender. I don't think he even played for the Ravens. So I have no idea where that came from. AFC North's going to be interesting. Everybody's saying, oh, it's going to be between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Baltimore won the division last season, so you can't just forget about them. And then Cincinnati's the wild card team, because for the first time in God knows how long, they don't have Marvin Lewis as their head coach. They have Zach Taylor, who is the Rams quarterbacks coach. So we'll see how that affects Andy Dalton, but we don't know if AJ Green's going to be there to start the season. So it'll be interesting. So I'm just going to run through the Browns' schedule super quick. Week 1, home against the Tennessee Titans. Reason we play the Titans is because the Titans finished in 3rd place in the AFC South, and we finished in 3rd place in the AFC North. Week 2, Monday Night Football at the New York Jets. We play the Jets because the AFC North plays the AFC East. Week 3, Sunday Night Football against the defending NFC champions, the Los Angeles Rams. Thus, the AFC North plays the NFC West. Week 4, at the Baltimore Ravens. Week 5, Monday Night Football at the San Francisco 49ers. Week 6, home against the Seattle Seahawks. Week 7 is our bye week. Week 8, at the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. Week 9, at the Denver Broncos. And the reason we play the Broncos is because they also finished in 3rd place in the AFC West. And we finished in 3rd place in the AFC North. Week 10, home against the Buffalo Bills. And other than the Seahawks and Rams games, the Browns' home game I'm most excited for is the Week 10 game against Buffalo. Week 11, Thursday Night Football against the Steelers, which, if you don't know, I absolutely hate Thursday Night Football. I think it's one of the dumbest ideas I've ever seen. Number 1, doesn't give you enough time to get ready for your opponent. Number 2, it doesn't give your body enough time to recover, having just played on Sunday. And yeah, and I think because it doesn't give your body enough time to recover, you're more likely to get injured. So week 12, home against the Dolphins. Week 13, at the Steelers, which I might be going to that game as well. Week 14, home against Cincinnati. Week 15, at Arizona. Week 16, home against Baltimore. And week 17, at Cincinnati. So that's going to do it for this little video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, punch that like button like a UFC fighter. And punch that subscribe button. Until next time, this is Unger to the Max signing off with a salute to you. Oh, wait. One more thing. I'm mad at the Browns. Not because they won't change their logo and not because they won't change their name to the Bulldogs. No. So, I like to collect tickets. Like from sporting events and Broadway musicals and all that. I have books full of tickets from Cavs games and Brooklyn Nets. My Brooklyn Nets tickets are there. My Philadelphia 76ers tickets are there. I have a lifetime goal to see a game at all 30 NBA teams' arenas. I say 30 because even though the Clippers and Lakers share an arena, I count it as 2 separate arenas because when we went to Staples Center the first night, it was all Clippers stuff. There was no Lakers. And then the second night, it was all Lakers. So I count it as 2 separate arenas. That might sound silly to you, but that's how I feel. And like I said, I'm a season ticket holder for the Browns. So I like to take my Browns tickets, win or loss, put them in my book, like by home game. So home game number 1, which was preseason. Although I didn't go to either preseason game. Against Washington or against the Lions. I think I'm still going to stand by my statement of not saying the team name, although you might hear me say Skins from time to time. I think I might be willing to say that. But I'm mad at the Browns because they decided to take away physical tickets. And tickets are only available through the Cleveland Browns app. Why? What? Why? Okay, I get it's easy. It might be easier to scan the phone, but it's just really annoying to me because, like I said, I like to collect the tickets and like put them in my ticket book, and I'm really excited about this season. Like, we get to play the Rams on Sunday Night Football. We get to play the Seahawks. We get to play the Bills, Dolphins. I'm not excited about that game. I'm excited for the Ravens game, the Steelers game. Not that excited about the Bengals game, but I'm excited about the Titans game. And I want to have the actual tickets from these games. And because the Browns took that away from me, I can't. They go, no, paper tickets are too difficult. We're going to only make it mobile tickets. Yeah, I hate you for that, Browns. But I still support you. You're still my favorite team. Don't worry. But I'm really, really angry about that. Very. Yeah. So, yeah. I might just have to, like, take pictures of each ticket and print those out from my phone. Which is okay, but not as good as an actual ticket. I don't know why the Browns decided to do that. It's really annoying. So, yeah. And my final thing is, yes, the Indians are in the second place for the wild card, but do I think they're going to make it to the playoffs? No. And, in fact, if the playoffs started today, it would be the Yankees taking on the winner of the Rays-Indians. It would be the Rays hosting the Indians, which would be a reverse of the 2013 AL wild card when the Indians hosted the Rays. Of course, the Rays would go on to win that game. And then on the other side, it would be Astros-Twins. And then on the National League side, it would be the Dodgers taking on the winner of the Cubs-Nationals. The Cubs would be playing at the Nationals. And then in the other series, it would be Braves-Cardinals. I really want those playoffs to happen, especially that Braves-Cardinals series. For some reason, that matchup just sounds really intriguing to me. Braves-Cardinals. I don't know why, but for some reason, that matchup just sounds really intriguing. And hopefully iTunes will make the playoffs available and the World Series. But they have done that since 2012. So hopefully they keep doing that. Yeah. So now this is actually going to end the video. So until next time, so around tomorrow or Wednesday, call it, this is Unger to the Max signing off with a salute to you. And punch that subscribe button like a UFC fighter and punch that like button. Go Browns. Beat the Titans on Sunday.